Jeopardy! Today's contestants are a content marketer, originally from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Leah Friedman. A software engineering manager from Metuchen, New Jersey, Alan Johnson. And our returning champion, a medical information officer from Fishersville, Virginia, Andy West, whose one-day cash winnings total $1,999. And now, here is the guest host of Jeopardy, Ken Jennings.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert. Thank you, everyone. Welcome to Jeopardy. Andy, Alan, and Leah, let's kick things off. Good luck to all three of you. Let's begin the Jeopardy round. You'll be dealing with these 6 categories. All fairs in glove and war. Then some words borrowed from Japanese, sitcoms by characters, and finally, types of narrative literature. Andy, you're our returning champ. Start us off.
Sitcoms by characters for 200.
Michael Scott, Dwight Schrute, Pam Beesly. Leah.
What is The Office?
That's right.
400.
Jackie, Darlene, and Dan, Roseanne's widower. Leah.
What is The Connors?
That's right.
Continue 600.
Georgie, Meemaw, the kid version of Mr. Cooper. Leah.
What is Hanging with Mr. Cooper?
No. Andy.
What is Boy Meets World?
No. That's Sheldon Cooper. This is young Sheldon. Leah, back to you.
Sitcoms 800.
Charlie Kelly, Frank Reynolds, Mac. Leah.
What is It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
You got it.
And we'll finish out the category for 1,000.
Regine Hunter, Maxine Shaw, and Queen Latifah as Khadijah James. Alan.
What is Living Single?
That's it.
War for 600, please.
In the 1860s War of the Triple Alliance, Argentina, Brazil, and Uruguay left this landlocked foe in ruins. Andy.
What is Bolivia?
No. Alan.
What is Paraguay?
That's the one.
War 800, please.
In the 1700s, there were wars of the Austrian this and the Spanish this. Andy.
What is Succession?
That's it.
Words borrowed from Japanese for 400.
Characters for endure and person combine to make this word for a stealthy warrior. Leah.
What is Samurai?
No. Andy.
What is Ninja?
You got it.
Words borrowed from Japanese for 600.
You sing along to a pre-recorded backing track in this form of entertainment with a Japanese name. Andy.
What is karaoke?
Right.
Types of narrative literature for 200.
You can bet The Lottery is a good example of this genre of brief narratives, usually under 10,000 words. Leah.
What is a novella?
No. Andy.
What is a short story?
That's right.
Narrative literature for 400.
The story of the Good Samaritan in the Bible's Book of Luke is one of these simple narratives with a moral or religious purpose. Alan.
What is a parable?
You got it.
Glove 600, please.
To prevent allergic reactions, in 2008, the Johns Hopkins Hospital banned the use of gloves made of this rubber product. Andy.
What is latex?
That's it.
Glove for 400.
The name of this boxing tournament comes from a small metallic charm in the shape of a boxing glove awarded to winners. Alan.
What are the Golden Gloves?
That's right.
All fairs 600, please.
The answer there is the Daily Double. You've got 2,400 and the lead, Alan. What would you like to wager?
2,400, please.
All right, everything. I like it. Here's your clue for 4,800 if you're right. The 1893 Chicago World's Fair introduced this word for a central avenue of exhibits and amusements. Alan?
Was the main galley?
No, I'm sorry, the Midway. That was the first Midway. That drops you down, but it's early in the game. Where do we want to go now?
Fairs 800.
A 1939 New York World's Fair diorama, predicting the look of the city in 1960, was called this, later a long-running animated TV series. Leah?
What are the Jetsons?
No. Andy?
What is Futurama?
That's it. That takes you to 2,200. You're the only one right now with any money, but I'm sure Alan and Leah will turn it around when we continue with the rest of the Jeopardy round after this. Of course, all of us here at Jeopardy miss Alex Trebek and treasure the memories we have with him. Leah Friedman, a content marketer originally from Philadelphia. Your best friend has a very unusual Alex Trebek story. What was her
Yeah.
encounter?
So my best friend, Amelia, was on Jeopardy just about 5 years ago. And in one of her conversational segments, she and Alex ended up arm wrestling. And she beat him, though she claims that he let her win. So.
That's fantastic. That's probably the easiest way to win on Jeopardy, is to challenge the host to arm wrestling, especially now. Alan Johnson, you're a software engineer from Metuchen, New Jersey, and a fan of podcasts. What kind?
I listen to some of everything. Started off with like the classic NPR shows, then interviews, history, personal finance, basically whatever.
I love it. Best way to pass time in a car I know of. Andy West, you're a medical information officer from Fishersville, Virginia. You enjoy community theater. What do you do for the theater?
I've done a little of everything. Stage managing, acting, lights. I was running lights for one show where someone forgot the superstition about not saying Macbeth backstage. And that was the night we had to call the fire squad to come put out a fire. So I believe that superstition now.
Well, I hope you can say it on a game show, because
I
if
think
not,
so.
we are in trouble. Andy, you're going to give us the next selection. You've got control of the board.
Literature for 600.
Alliterative two-word name for fanciful stories about folks like Paul Bunyan, with unbelievable elements presented as true and factual. Ellen.
What is a tall tale?
Right.
Japanese 800, please.
Characters meaning before and life combine to make this six-letter word for a teacher who would usually be older than you. Andy.
What is sensei?
Good.
Narrative literature for 800.
E.L. James gained fame with this type of writing that puts the writer's favorite characters from books, TV, etc. in new adventures. Leah.
What is fan fiction?
That's right, and you're back on the plus side.
Literature for 1,000.
Meaning not proceeding from event A to event B to event C, this non-word applies to Tristram Shandy and House of Leaves. Leah.
What is linear? Non-linear.
That's it, non-linear.
All fairs for 1,000.
Exhibits at Osaka's 1970 World Expo included one of these microscopes, capable of magnifying objects 500,000 times. Andy.
What is an electron microscope?
You got it.
Glove for 200.
This type of theater has its own long-length glove. Leah.
What is opera?
Yeah, opera gloves.
Glove for 800.
Right-handed participants in this hunting sport wear a leather glove on the left hand for the hawk to land on. Andy.
What is falconing?
That's right, falconry.
Words borrowed from Japanese for 200.
This word is from Japanese for harbor wave, and it's a big one. Leah.
What is tsunami?
Right.
Japanese for 1,000.
Enjoy a latte made from this traditional Japanese green tea powder. Alan.
What is matcha?
Right.
War 1,000, please.
This prime minister successfully schemed to start the 1866 Seven Weeks' War and make Prussia Europe's big dog. That's Bismarck. Alan, back to you.
War for 400.
International brigades of volunteers from the US and Europe fought on the Republican side of this 1930s conflict. Andy.
What is the Spanish Civil War?
Correct.
War for 200.
In the 1700 to 1721 Great Northern War, Russia, Denmark, and Poland ganged up on this rival across the Baltic. Alan.
What is Sweden?
That's it.
Fairs for 400.
This was the main attraction of the 1889 Paris Exposition. It also served as the entrance. Alan.
What is the Eiffel Tower?
That's right.
Fairs 200.
The glittering Crystal Palace was the centerpiece of the first modern World's Fair, this city's 1851 Great Exhibition. Alan.
What is London?
You got it.
Glove 1,000.
The last clue? It's the 8-letter word for the steel-covered glove in a suit of armor. Leah.
What is a gauntlet?
That's correct. That takes you to second place. Andy, you're in the lead with 5,200. Alan, you'll be selecting first in Double Jeopardy, which begins right after this. Welcome back. It's time for Double Jeopardy. Alan, you'll be selecting first from these categories. First, I hear voices. Then some facts about countries. A graphy description, with graphy in quotes. Pulitzer Prize winners. Potpourri. And finally, a defining moment. You'll need to name these words given their definition in Merriam-Webster's dictionary. Alan, where do we start?
Facts about countries for 800, please.
It remains the only country with a communist government in the Americas. Leah?
What is Venezuela?
No. Andy?
What is Cuba?
Right.
Graphy description for 400.
It used to mean the writing of books. Now it's a list. Alan?
What is a bibliography?
That's it.
Potpourri for 400.
This word for a biblical narrative about the life of Jesus Christ means good story. Leah?
What's a parable?
No. Alan?
What is a gospel?
That's it.
Facts about countries 1200.
The answer there is the first daily double of the round. You've moved into second place, Alan, and you could move into the lead with a big wager here.
3000, please.
Okay, that would be enough for the lead. Here's your clue. This country is divided into more than 20 provinces, including Guayas and Galapagos.
What is Ecuador?
That's it. You're in the lead with 6,200. Keep it going.
Graphy for 800, please.
The science of map making. Andy?
What is cartography?
That's right.
I hear voices for 8.
This funny man and 9-time Oscar host voiced Mike in Monsters, Inc. and Monsters University. Alan?
Who is Billy Crystal?
Correct.
Voices 1200.
He was the voice of Dodger baseball for 67 seasons before hanging up the mic in 2016. Leah?
Who's Vin Scully?
Right.
I hear voices 2000.
This dame has given voice to Gru's mom, the Queen in the Shrek sequels, and also Karathen in Aquaman. Leah?
Who's Julie Andrews?
That's correct.
I hear voices 1600.
He overcame a stutter to voice such characters as Mufasa and Darth Vader. Alan?
Who is James Earl Jones?
Right.
Potpourri 800, please.
When talking about bears in Spanish, this color is pardo. About sugar, moreno. Alan?
What is brown?
Yes.
A defining moment 400, please.
Concerted revolt against the lawful commands of a superior officer, especially at sea. Leah?
What is mutiny?
That's it.
Defining moment 800.
Allocation of treatment to disaster victims according to a system of priorities to maximize the number of survivors. Alan?
What is triage?
You are right.
Graphy 1200.
The art of producing formal lettering with a brush or a pen. Andy?
What is calligraphy?
Right.
Defining moment for 1200.
Decorative fringe, or the art of tying knots in patterns. Andy?
What is macrame?
Good.
Graphy description for 1600.
Emmanuel Lubezki has won 3 Oscars in this category. Leah?
What is cinematography?
You got it.
Pulitzer Prize winner 1600.
The answer there is the Daily Double. That's a lucky pick for you, Leah, because you could move into the lead with a big wager here.
3000.
Okay, you'll be right between the leaders. Here's your clue. The 2015 Biography Prize went to a study of Pope Pius XI's relations with this dictator down the street.
Who is Mussolini?
That's the right dictator. That takes you to 9,600. We got a great game here. Leah, select again.
Pulitzer Prize winner is 2000.
Bruce Catton took the 1954 History Prize for his book titled A Stillness at This Fateful Place. Leah?
What is the OK Corral?
No? Andy or Alan? A Stillness at Appomattox. Leah, back to you.
Graphy 2000.
The T in CAT scan, it's a method of using electromagnetic waves to produce an image of an internal structure. Alan?
What is tomography?
Right.
Countries 1600.
Just prior to gaining its independence in 1971, Bangladesh was known by this 2-word directional name. Alan?
What is West Pakistan?
No? Leah?
What is East Pakistan?
You didn't seem sure, but yes, that's correct. Alan helped you out.
Countries for 2000.
With more than 200 million people, it's the most populous country in Africa. And by 2050, its population is expected to double. Alan?
What is Nigeria?
You got it.
Countries 400, please.
Ireland celebrates this, March 17th, as a national holiday. Alan?
What is St. Patrick's Day?
Yes.
Potpourri 1200.
In a classic song, these cowboy boot accessories jingle, jangle, jingle. Andy.
What are spurs?
Right.
Defining moment for 16.
Latin, literally, voice of the people. Andy.
What is vox populus?
I'm sorry, no. Alan.
What is Vox Populi?
That's it, populi.
Defining moment 2000.
A local or regional meeting of party members to choose candidates. Leah?
What is a convention?
No. Andy or Alan? That's a caucus. Alan, select again.
Potpourri 1600.
In 1981, nearly 12,000 of these federal employees were permanently grounded after they walked off the job. Alan?
What are air traffic controllers?
Right.
2000, same category.
This city that's just south of Turin in Italy's Piedmont region is known for its sparkling wine. Leah?
What is Prosecco?
No. We were looking for Asti. Alan, back to you.
Voices 400.
Bill Hader was the voice of Mr. Peanut for this food brand. Alan?
What is Planters?
Right.
Pulitzer 400.
The New Yorker's Barry Blitt won the 2020 prize in the category called This Type of Cartooning that expresses a point of view. Andy?
What is political or editorial?
Editorial is correct, yes.
Pulitzer Prize for 800.
Our town won him the 1938 Drama Prize. Leah?
Who is Wilder?
Yes, Thornton Wilder. And the last clue? Here he is leaving the luncheon after accepting his 2018 Music Prize. Alan?
Who is Kendrick Lamar?
It is Kendrick Lamar. That takes you to 17,800. Very impressive, a big lead for you. And here's today's final Jeopardy category. 19th century presidential campaigns. You think about that, make your wagers, and we'll be back with the clue in just a moment.
Can't get enough Jeopardy? There are more ways to play. There's Jeopardy World Tour, or compete against actual Jeopardy contestants with Play Show. And for an extra clue from each day's categories, try our J6 game at Jeopardy.com, on Amazon Alexa or Google Assistant. Find out more at Jeopardy.com.
We're thinking back to a 19th century presidential campaign today. In Final Jeopardy, contestants, here's your clue. The first campaign of this man, who at 36 was the youngest major party nominee ever, was supported by the silver mining industry. 30 seconds. Good luck. If this candidate had won, it would have been very good for the silver industry. We're going to start with Leah Friedman in third place with $6,000. Which nominee did you write down? Who is Johnson? No, that's not correct. You're going to lose $5,000, leaving you with $1,000. In second place, our returning champion, Andy West, with $9,200. You wrote down who is
William Jennings Bryant.
Who is William Jennings Bryant? We can't accept that because of the extra T you added to William Jennings Bryan's name. So you're going to lose $8,601, leaving you with $599. Alan Johnson was in the lead going into final. Did you get William Jennings Bryan? No. Halfway done writing Garfield. How much will you lose? Just $3,000. Guess what? With $14,800, that is good enough today. You, Alan, are a Jeopardy champion. Congratulations. You'll be with us tomorrow, and I hope you'll all be joining us as well. Thanks for watching Jeopardy today, and thank you, Alex.
Promotional consideration provided by Geico.